So welcome back to Special Stage Live, Stage 4 of the Cadwell Stages Rally 2025 is go. We've just seen John Griffiths, Emma Morrison through shots. Here's Michael Igo, Will Atkins. Managed to pirouette that C3 Rally 2 poetically around this this tricky little section of stage. We find ourselves just above the holding area here at Cadwell Park. Third car. John Stone, Rhys Stoneman, currently lying third, 12 seconds off Michael Igo's pace after 3 stages. Like I say, this is stage 4. One man who's having a cracking event so far in Das Mitsubishi, Alfie Threlfall. Paddy Cross. Popping and banging, Mitsubishi sounds fantastic. Jordan Emma then back for their second lap. Giving a real tight line. Alistair Stables is our next car in the Chevette. Michael and Will using every inch of the road there, weren't they? Just managed to took that back end of the car through the tight gates, coming into a gate and out through a gate. It was only a couple of years ago where Michael found himself a little too close to comfort to these gates. He won't thank me for reminding him about that. Mark Gallatley Harriet Worth handbrake stuck on the Citroen there for a moment. Just managing to free up and get going again. So this brings us to the halfway point in the rally once we get through this stage. Joshua and Tamsin Davey lighting up the tyres in that Darien. Red mist descending inside that Darien, trying to keep the back bumper of John Griffiths and Emma Morrison in focus as the cars head away. Two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive machinery, obviously. Phil Burton, Katie Burton, car 12, Maple Garage, Subaru Impreza. Great to see them still running. They had quite the off this morning. Trying to see, there's quite a plume of smoke down the bottom. I can't actually see where that's coming from or why that would be there. It looks like it's off stage, I just can't quite see. It's behind some hay bales, so can't quite make that out at the minute. Marshals don't seem to be too concerned. See Craig Pennington around the hairpin. Steve Hill up next then for us, car 15. Gate it. Brian Kemp has been chatting away. I did see that this morning, Brian. Thank you for being involved. As have many others. Thanking us for the coverage. Straight out the box, that car. So you can certainly see over the course of the day it's dried out significantly. There's a lot of dampness around the stage this morning. They've cleared a dry line around the circuit now, and the rest of the track is also clearing away. So grip levels have improved and time have improved significantly as the morning has gone on, and we look forward to the pace increasing as we move into the afternoon. So one bit of sad news to bring in, Jamie McBain out on stage 3. Really unfortunate. Jamie's broken a shaft and has had to call it a day out on stage in that giant killing 205. Real shame for Jamie. He's got a lot of cars like this weekend, and I know running car 11 on the road, Jamie was looking forward to a decent result here. So not to be this time round, mate. Hopefully we'll see you back out very soon. Very busy man this weekend. He won't be going very far. He'll be back on the spanners this afternoon. If you happen to be around the Lincolnshire area and you fancy a day out at Cadwell Park, you've still got plenty of time. Only halfway through the rally after this stage, and we've got fireworks and bonfire this evening as well, so make sure you come along and enjoy what the season brings. Simon Chapman just as close as you could possibly, in fact probably too close. I think he's ripped a piece of trim off the bumper, just caught the back end on the tyres. Simon Belcher, in the first of the two BMWs coming into shot next, is just dancing his car around. Back end was snaking towards the formation driving. Yeah, back end was almost in the hay bales coming into this complex, but managed to get away with it. Joseph and Daniel Duffy make their way through in the Elise. And they've got Craig and Lee Burgess in the E30 just behind. Car sounding mint now that the mapping's been done on that BMW. Really pleased with the outcome. Rear light missing off the Escort of Rob Nutter, car 31. Just a little kiss on something solid at some point on the last few stages. Chris Woodhouse's Peugeot just couldn't quite get around the back, and then unable to select reverse, and things is going from bad to worse for Chris and Lucy in that car. Team Burgess in the E30, much better this time round. Flick of the handbrake, decided not to last time, almost run out of space. But, managing to get comfortably this time. Gary Carver, he's done that before. Lick of flame as well out the back of the Mitsubishi Colt. Car 40 is next up for us. Anthony Windle, John Hendley on the handbrake. in the mighty TR7 V8. Simon just managed to get the clutch dipped in time this time round to keep that Escort from stalling. Simon Melcher finding the gap there on Alistair Waite. Ben Smith, Peter Outram battling it out in the two blue Escorts. Yeah, not bad guys, not bad. Solid 8 for the two Escort drivers there. Four-wheel drive. Action up next. Mitsubishi versus Subaru. And not to be outdone, Rob Nutter in the Mark II, chasing them both down. Let's have a little look and see if we have any times for this stage then, and see how things have been affected with stage 4. Okay, so Michael Igoe 3 seconds quicker than John Griffiths in this stage. Tell you what, for a big bus like that, it's half nimble, isn't it? TR7 V8, it looks like a little lightweight buggy, doesn't it? Floating around like that. Brilliant stuff. So, times for this stage then. Michael Igoe, 4:55. John Griffiths at 4:58. John Stone at 5:05. Joshua Davey, 5:14. Paul Wedgbury at 5:15. Alfie Threlfall, 5:16. Mark Glatley, Alistair Stables at 5:25. Bradley Carroll, 5:27. Steve Hill, 5:28. Top 10 times through this stage. How does that affect things overall? I can tell you, Michael Igoe leads the way, 11 seconds the lead now over John Griffiths. Eked out another 3 seconds in this last stage. Cliff Richards spinning the back end of that car around. John Stone another 11 seconds back from John Griffiths. Alfie Threlfall still continues to be 4th, which is a great result really. Just under a minute off the pace. Joshua Davey 1:05 back from 1st place. 6th, time of 23:32. Paul Wedgbury. Tom Stockdale still showing on the overall leaderboard as 7th. However, issues with the oil sensor, breather, all sorts of issues with the oil around that car. At least it's got some oil, that's the main thing. Currently 7th, 1:36 back. Steve Hill 1:40. Team Woodford coming in hot. He only wants to pull the handbrake wherever he goes. He's a madman. Steve Hill, we said, 8th, 1:40 back from Michael Igoe. Bradley Carroll in 9th, 9 seconds back on Steve, and then Mark Glatley rounding things off. 2 minutes and 3 seconds back from the leaders after 4 stages. We did have issues earlier in the day on stage 2, where one of the crews unfortunately got stuck on this exact hairpin and nobody could get around. Blocked the stage for quite some time actually, and the first, let's have a look, I'll tell you. The first 10 or so cars, all collecting the same times. Stage time was 6:14. Yeah, it's scupping a lot of people's stage there, so organisers doing what they could to get those times rebalanced. That's the only way they could do it. So a little bit of like a null and void for the top lot. Two very similar coloured cars, but they'll handle certainly very differently. Paul Rees trying his best to drag the back end of that Astra around. Wasn't quite doing what he was hoping for there. Here's a man I've been looking forward to seeing out on stage all day, Storm Stacey, Sam Kelter. That man can pedal, whether it's a bike or a car, he can pedal. Mr. Woodford, much tidier this time round. On the money that one, Paul, like that. Mason ably guiding him again this weekend. I'm sure Team Woodford are here somewhere as well watching. I'm going to have a little look and see if I can see any of them. Team Woodford usually in hot pursuit of Paul. I'm sure the rest of the family are all here cheering him on. Sure wife Vicky's face was beaming a great big smile when she saw that he was carrying the bumper back to Cadwell Park that he ripped off last time he was here, only to find out it was still in the kitchen when she got back home. If you haven't seen any of Paul's social media stuff, get onto Paul Woodford Facebook and have a look at some of the stuff he's done over the past few months or so. He's having a real mini adventure, is Paul. Great to see him back out again. Lee Clark is out in the Subaru, chasing down Cliff Richard. Right then, let's see, is this Astra going to play ball this time? Yes, a little bit more, yeah, we'll give him that. Got the back end round. Now here's a battle, this is what I like to see. Larry Carter is right behind Storm Stacey. Now I know you can't see this from here, but on the back of Storm Stacey's car there's some taunting going on and he's actually winding Larry Carter up, telling him to keep up with him across the back bumper of that Fiesta, and Larry's right behind him now, so he might be ruining his decision to have that on the car if Larry gets past. Mr. Woodford is back, as is Ian Broadfoot. David Rowley alongside. Car 48 is the Nova, that's Ian Dove and John Dove. John's last ever rally, I believe. So hopefully he leaves with a smile on his face at the end of today. John Bray, the car sounds okay again now. We had issues with that car earlier. Some expert handbraking there. The Dwyers, and they were being chased down, weren't they, by the MX-5. Lee Clark back with us. A little pirouette from Mike Latham. Storm Stacey's, I think there's only 3 wheels on this car ever on the ground when I see it. Nice tight lines. Really quick, to be fair. Really neat. Back ended up in the air again. Tim Milner, William Brown, Larry Carter is next up in the Carter Sport Peugeot. I think Storm Stacey's taking the plaudits on this one so far. It's taking more time out of Larry on this stage. Oliver and Tammy Matheson. Ooh. Ian Broadfoot just understeering out wide. Nicely done. William Routledge, Alex Routledge. Well, the micro of Jonathan Hudson, Tom Worrell going well as well. Managing to keep that little micro out of trouble. Matthew and Ellie Arnold, one of the best looking cars in the field. Car 65, that lovely looking Fiesta. Another Fiesta that we love to see. Mike English and Lewis English, unfortunately, succumbing to their accident this morning, having issues at Hall Bend. Mike Latham, Mike Fletcher in that BMW, just struggling somewhat there. 325i. Just I was watching it as it approached. I saw a big puff of smoke as it was coming into shot there, and I'm not sure whether that car's going to go much further. We'll keep an eye out for that one. This is Chris Lawrence and Kevin Gould. Clown and District Motor Club down in the Midlands, campaigning the MG this weekend. Douglas Gardner, Will Gardner over from the Dukeries Motor Club. Beautiful Mark II Escort. I don't want to see a mark on that car by the end of the day, please, guys. Neil and Matthew Dwyer, they're Chelmsford Motor Club members. We've got the measure of the handbrake in that Escort. Team Stanfield, Sean and Thomas. Making the mini dance. It's the Cooper S R53 spec car, supercharger fitted. Richard Kay, Ryan Whitty up next. That Corsa was on rails earlier, they were saying. Their day started problematically with wrong tyre choice. The back end was a nightmare, but second stage and third stage, car came to its own once it was fixed. So great to see their improvements. You can see car 62 really struggling, not going well at all for the 325i. It's a good looking Nova that. 74, Jake Wilson, Rebecca Bromley, Ripon Motor Club. Oh, nicely done. Nice little move there from Oliver. Proud of that one. Great little move. Owain and Glyn Thomas in the 106. Gearbox problems at Alton Park after 3 stages meant they had to retire, and it's been a long couple of weeks to get a new gearbox in that 106 and get it sorted. So testament to their efforts, and well done to those boys for getting that car here this weekend, and for it to still be going as well as it is doing so. Good work, boys. Darren Grimston and Jamie Brew in the 106 GTI electric air car. Ooh, just a little kiss on the tyres, that won't matter. Owen Kuhl up next then. Matthew Walk alongside, coming into the holding area, taking the wide line. Built on a budget, that car. I've said it before, built within a car parking space outside his house. You don't need a fancy workshop, just a bit of dedication and time. Car 68, Colin Adams and Christopher Dukes just almost running out of road there at the top of the hill. Just went really wide. Car 76, the immaculate looking Fiesta. They assure me they haven't hit anything. I'm not sure they can keep getting away with that. Jake Wilson putting the move on the Fiesta. Stuart Popperwell, Theo Barber in the Ibiza. Theo on the maps this weekend, new to the sport. And, Stuart was saying how impressed he's been. Ian Barnes threading the little KA past that glorious Millington escort of Douglas and Will Gardner. Car 63, Joe and Mark Allison making their way through in that MG. Haven't seen much of those boys today. Good to see them out of stage 4. Andrew Higgins and Roger Cunningham in that second-hand looking Fiesta. Alex Flodman, Kieran Russell are in the 206, and they've got Stuart Popperwell right behind them. James Palmer Smith car 85, that little Corsa. He's been having a good day as well today. Chatting to him at the end of the stages, big smile on his face. Struggled this morning a little bit, as did a lot of people in the slippery conditions, but as the days improved. So have the times. Chris Marsh, Ben Marsh. It's a familiar looking registration number on that car. Do some digging. MG Cup car maybe. Car 82 is next into the holding area. Timothy Edwards and Jack Parker. Owen Kuehl is following them through. And then Ian Fincham and Robin Nicholson in the little 1.3 Mini, trying its best to keep up. It'll be good through the narrow stuff. The Titan twisties will be no problem for that little Mini, I don't suppose. Might not have the legs on the fastest bits of stage as you get out to the top of the circuit, but certainly around here it'll be going well. Helen Crooks and Todd Crooks enjoying their run out in the Spark Developments Mini. That car being run by the Spark team. Helen saying that she's competed in rallycross before, so competing on a circuit rally like this, especially in the conditions this morning, will not have been an issue for Helen at all. Matt and Hannah Ellis, Kingsland District Motor Club members in the Saxo. There we go. James and David Palmer Smith finding the handbrake in that Corsa. Maz Miller, car 93. Lovely bit of driving, well done. Just staying out of Ian's way in that K8. He's on a bit of a charge today, is Ian. But Matt saw him coming. Just made sure that that Fiesta was out of the way. Very polite. Chris and Ben Marsh back through in the MG. Dave Brakey and Bob Wiggins in the R50 Mini Cooper coming through next. That lovely Ian Fincham Mini going back through. Andy Walshaw was having all sorts of issues in his Peugeot 205, so I don't anticipate seeing Andy back out on the stages today. He was having a bit of a torrid time, but we're still smiling at the fact that there was no gearbox left in the car and all sorts going wrong. But it looks like his day has come to a close and ended sooner than he was hoping. We're down to our last couple of cars then. Helen Crooks, second time round. Team Ellis just getting that Saxo around the hairpin. Hannah co-driving for Matt this weekend. Tyre smoke from car 80. Alex Flodman and Kieran Russell. The Palmer Smith Corsa is pushing on hard. Maz back round for the last time. Good stuff. Okay, we'll round things off here then on stage 4 of the Cadwell Park Stages Rally, run by North Humberside Motor Club, with a final look at Ian Fincham's little Mini 1300, nimbly finding its way through the holding area here at Cadwell Park and out of view for the final time. So that will do things for us here on stage 4. There's going to be a lunch break now, and we'll be back in a couple of hours actually after the next couple of stages, where we will round things off for the day and bring you all the champagne spraying at the end, and we'll crown the winner of the second round of the Protyre Circuit Rally Championship. Until then, join us very soon here on Special Stage Live.